A lot of the really big and deadly extreme weather events have not actually been attributed or assessed in light of whether climate change played a role. And so what we did in this study is to go back to the 10 deadliest events since since the science exists, so within the last 20 years, to assess what we can say with respect to the role of climate change. And and that's what we've done in this study, and found that in all of these events, climate change played a role and made them more likely and more intense.
मीठा पानी नहीं है, नोरस वाला नहीं है।
In all these cases, these numbers are probably severely underestimated, and in particular when it comes to heat extremes that we know in Europe are very deadly, because in Europe the numbers are assessed, but everywhere in the rest of the world actually heat wave deaths are not recorded, and often not even heat waves are monitored. And I think that's one of the really key messages, that heat waves are, where we have the data, one of the deadliest events in the world, and it's also the type of event that we see much more of and that are getting much hotter because of climate change. And there's absolutely nothing that would suggest that only Europeans die in heat waves. Other people will die as well, but we just don't have the numbers. And given the importance of early warning systems, it's absolutely vital for adaptation to monitor heat waves across the world, to report death, and to build early warning systems. The world needs to transition away from fossil fuels, so we have to stop using fossil fuels, not just reduce, but stop. But at the moment, there is no date and no time frame on when that should happen. And if you want to hold countries and governments accountable, you need a date. when that is supposed to happen, and only then countries can, will be forced to provide ambitious NDCs, and that's what we need to stop these, to stop more people from ever more people from dying and losing their livelihoods in climate change. And the other important aspect that's on the agenda is the loss and damage fund that has been established or operationalized last COP. But at the moment, there are $700 million in this fund, which is a ridiculously low sum compared to the huge damages we see from climate change.